We are looking for one in a generation. A being so great we lift this species from the dirt. We have waited far too long, and there is much work to be done. Let us begin.
Piggy Smalls burgles them all. So fluid through that corner, and that is a huge crash. This piggy goes to market and he gets himself a whole load of points. She won't be pushed around, and there's a spark here from Bear. Hoshi doesn't let anybody get round him. Pepper strikes out in race 4. Absolute scenes here down at the Woodland track. Can anybody stop this man? Piggy Smalls dominates the first round of this. What are we watching right now? Hoshi, we're live. That's just killed the whole flow to the start, Hosh. Hours of work up in smoke. Hello and welcome to League of Pigs, and welcome also to round 2 of season 10, the season that introduces the pigs to the oval track, the first time they've ever raced around corners. Oh, Bear, if you could just stay on the track because we've got racing in just a moment. No, Bear, you need to 100% get back on this track because we need to start soon. No, Pepper, that's not a signal for you to also go over. Girls, we can't walk off now. We've got racing in like 60 seconds. Girls, it's a racing day today. Do you remember what we talked about before? About all the racing that's going to happen in a minute? That's the opposite direction to where the start is, just so you know. I'm sure you girls are going to march yourself into the starting box for the first race, right? Which is, like I say, in about 60 seconds. Well, if you're gonna do that, then I may as well do the points for the round, right? Yeah? Alright, I'll do that. Piggy Smalls is a smart pig, and those corners didn't flummox him at all. And that was a huge advantage last round, and that means he managed to surge up the leaderboard right to the top. Ginger didn't struggle much either with these new changes, and she only has a small gap between herself and Piggy Smalls. Hoshi didn't do bad either, although he did do another shocker in the first race where he left the racetrack again, just like he did in season 9. Bear had a lot more about her last round. She looked much more of a threat racing than she has done in many videos. Pepper had some standout performances, but the hill is a real struggle for that small pig. But of course, anything can change, and it can change in the space of a race. We do have one announcement to make, and that is that we are creating a League of Pigs newsletter. Those of you that want to be notified when the next round of racing is coming and want monthly updates with bonus content from the League of Pigs can sign on to our newsletter with the link in the description below. Right, that's enough now, girls. We need to get back onto the track because we're about to start for the first race. In fact, we're going to need to run, girls, because the transition between now and race 1 is almost instant. It's almost going to seem like magic to the viewers. Round 2 begins, and it's Hoshi and Ginger that lead it, but there's a kerfuffle at the back of the box between Pepper and Piggy Smalls, leaving a massive gap between them and the rest of the pack. Hoshi, Oinku and Ginger are on their own as they go round this tree, and it's already looking like a 2-pig race as Bear is quite a few feet behind them. As they go over the hill, it's Hoshi to defend. Ginger has to take the outside line, and it looks like it's going to be Hoshi's. What a delightful start for the reigning champion, but an infuriating one for the points lead to Piggy Smalls. As the race begins, Pepper is in complete disarray and finds herself behind the lead handicap, causing a blockage for the large American. Piggy Smalls offers some clarity to Pepper by showing her the door, but his frustration is compounded further by the fact that the Mexican pig is in his way the entire time down the first hill, and by the time he's able to pass Sanchez at the tree corner, his rivals are a mile away. Bear is the antithesis of exceptional, meaning it was a 2-pig race from the very beginning. It wasn't Oinku's best race, but he was careful not to make any errors. And just like that, Hoshi shows his teeth and shows the others that he's very much come to play in the second round. The pigs wake up and are fully expecting to go racing, but before they go racing, they need to do a key procedure. Many of you will have seen the statistics we have of the pigs showing their height, their length and their weight, and you must be thinking, oh, that's funny, they've completely made those numbers up. But of course, as we've alluded to on many occasions, we are a professional sports league and we make up very little. So the numbers you see on the screen are spot on. Now, can they be measured to the nearest millimetre? No, they cannot, and there's a very good reason for that. The pigs love chewing on the measuring tape and refuse to stay still for even a moment. So the pigs have to be measured very quickly, and we take their height, the length of their backs, and of course around their bellies. And this allows us to get a very good idea of the dimensions of each pig as we go along through the seasons. Now, we should probably allow this cameraman to put down his camera so he can measure all of these pigs properly, and so that the pigs can get ready for the next race. The first uphill race of the round, and everybody gets a fair shake at this one, and it's Pepper Sanchez out in front, has taken the best racing line, and she's still out in front as they go over the hurdle, round the tree now, still in first place. Pepper fans getting excited now, but Hoshi's looking to ruin their dreams, and he certainly does. The league unhelpfully put a hedge there that slows Pepper further. Hoshi continues his campaign of sweeping every single point available in this round. Miss Ginger is once again misconsistent as she gets her second place. Piggy Smalls really has no excuse for his paltry third place, given that he wasn't even handicapped this race. Bear reverts to type and does another lacklustre performance. Nobody wants a good Pepper result more than this league. Pepper's victory in race 4 last round was the most watched part of the video by far, showing that there is a huge undercurrent of supporters willing Pepper on, but this is not a drama. It is a real life sport, and we can't make these pigs do anything, which of course is part of the magic of it all. We are back for Apple Wars Part 2. Long-term viewers will know how this is going to go down, but for those who haven't watched, we've got 5 pigs and a limited number of apples. How will the pigs divide the resources? I'll give you a bit of a spoiler. It's a chaotic land grab where it's every pig for themselves and nobody's friends for about 5 minutes until all the apples are gone, and then everyone relaxes again. This has always been the way with these pigs. My suspicion is that all pigs will do exactly that. 4 of the pigs knew these rules within a day of being alive, but one pig still persists in thinking that there is no Apple Wars and it's all love, caring and sharing. It's Pepper Sanchez. And that makes Pepper an extremely easy target. Now we're watching a demonstration from Ginger proving that fact, as Ginger steals part of Pepper's apple. One pig that is very good at Apple Wars is Hoshi Oinku. He's a very fast eater and he always keeps those treats on the move. Ginger will test him, but it soon becomes very apparent that she's going to find very little success there and will switch very quickly back onto Pepper. Now, it's very easy when watching for the first time to feel sorry for little Pepper, but if you are a staff member, your sympathy wanes somewhat as Pepper almost refuses to learn from her mistakes. Let us hope that she can fend off Ginger, which it's looking like she is going to do. That's fortunate because she needs all the energy she can get for the next race. The door drops and Bear's forgotten how to race. Piggy Smalls and Pepper get the best starts, but Piggy Smalls is starting to pull away, and he does this. He makes everybody look slow, and we've seen it time and time again. Piggy Smalls has this race all on his own as they jump down that step. Hoshi Oinku has to settle for second, but it's still a terrific round from him. But Piggy Smalls just pulls out those performances every so often that make you think that he's in a completely different league. Bear is racing like she's hungover. Come on, Bear. Show some grit, show some determination. You did an okay round 1. Don't let your fans down. Pepper puts a really heartfelt performance in for the first 2/3 of this track, but once again the hill is becoming too much for the little pig and is simply getting squeezed out by the bigger 3. You can sense that the season is starting to wheedle out the pigs that want it from the pigs that don't. I'm a 30-something-year-old boy. I should have a sow and piglets, but I don't, because just like everyone else here, I'm working round the clock to bring the greatest animal show on the planet. If we can be this irrational, so can you. Take logic out of it. Does this look like a logical enterprise to you? Seize the moment and get not just another black t-shirt, get something with a pig right on it, massive, so people are confused. Strangers are asking, wait, what the hell are you wearing there? That's the kind of attitude you need to add a little bit of entropy into the whole thing. Your life. It's not going to do a great deal for your life, I'll admit, but it's not going to do anything bad either. It's neither here nor there, so there's no reason really, when you think about it, not to go down to leagueofpigs.com and support your local pig races. Door drops. Hoshi Oinku is the first and seizes the day. Lovely corner by him. Ginger stumbles. Piggy Smalls does fantastic as he takes over 2 pigs. By the time they get to the bottom of the hill, Hoshi Oinku now rounding the corner. Ginger putting pressure on. Piggy Smalls not in the picture, but he's starting to become in the picture over this mountain. All of them going round the corner. It's got to be Hoshi's now, and it is Hoshi's. Hoshi Oinku is having a storming performance this round as he secures a 3rd win in 4 races. Only the boys seem to be winning in round 2. Ginger makes a bit of a hash of that first corner, if we're honest, but Piggy Smalls does the exact opposite as he overtakes Bear and Pepper. Bear is starting to annoy me, I must say right now. It doesn't even look like she cares about the race. She's not doing a great performance. Pepper is easily overtaking her. That's something you should always be worried about if you're in that situation. Bear just waltzes around that tree. It's totally unacceptable. Ginger does pause sometimes on that hill. You cannot be interested on the leaves and the shrapnel on the floor during a race. We've got to stay professional, and it's why the boys are the only ones winning right now. It's the only ones that have their heads in this game, especially Hoshi, who's not made very many mistakes over the last 4 races and is being rewarded as he should with a clear lead right now. Don't even think about digging, Hoshi, not for 1 second. We saw it last round and we're not going to have it here. Don't bother, especially by the flag. And you, Ginger, don't think that that's okay over there. And don't come over to where Hoshi's just been. Keep on walking, pig. That's right. And on the topic of walking, we thought we'd answer a question that nobody was asking. How do small pigs navigate a dense woodland environment? When they come to an object, do they climb over said object or circumnavigate it? Well, actually, they prefer to do neither of those options if they can help it. Their first port of call is to try and push the object. This seems to be far more convenient to them, and I can tell you from first-hand experience that they've got a lot of power in the forward direction. While they look quite chubby, they actually have a lot of muscle on them, and they're very good at getting low down and pushing forward. And although we're just witnessing this on a pile of branches, I can tell you now that they can push much heavier objects than this. The race commences and it's Pepper and Bear with the best starts. Actually, Ginger's also in the mix, but Piggy Smalls is looking threatening on the far side, and it's turning into the Piggy Smalls show once again. He makes it all look so effortless. Bear is annoying the hell out of me right now, walking over the finish line. How dare you, when you had a good start and have put no effort in the previous 4 races. Hoshi Oinku gets a respectable 3rd, given that he had the poorest start out of the 5. Ginger is staying consistent in 2nd place, but she needs to start winning, otherwise she's going to lose ground to these boys. Playtime is over in Season 10. We have summited the midway point of this season, and everyone needs to get more serious. We are a race or 2 away from ruling out Pepper and Bear completely from this season, and it will be a battle of the bigger pigs. Oh, you little monsters. Digging in an area that we're definitely going to film in, are we? After I told you last round not to do it. There's not many rules to follow, pigs, yet you refuse to follow any rules at all. And who's going to fill these holes in, hey? It's not going to be you guys, is it? It's going to be Muggins here or one of the other staff. It's not like we don't do enough already. So now what? Filling holes is in the job description, is it? Don't remember having that meeting. None of you decided to run it past me. But instead we're just going to dig all over the track. And you know what? I'm not even going to be optimistic anymore. I think you're going to dig this whole track up. I've lost a lot of faith in you pigs today. Ugh, unbelievable. And even though Ginger and Piggy Smalls are annoying me by digging just there, for some reason it's worse when Pepper does it, and I don't know why. It's just watching that little pig dig so much is so antagonising to me for some reason. And Hoshi was digging last round, so it's probably likely that he's digging somewhere else. It's only Bear that we haven't seen dig. Actually, where is Bear? I don't see Bear much this round at all, have we? Both on the track and off the track. Bear's been good, I suppose, but that's probably because she's out of sight. I'm not sure we can actually put that down to her good behaviour, but we'll see. For the rest of you, you're going to be an absolute nightmare to manage, aren't you? Thank God we're not in the paddock anymore, hey? Right, before I get too angry, I suppose we better get on to the next race. It's a quick start for race 6. Bear's on top of Hoshi, but all of them get a decent start. But it's Pepper that beats everyone to the post once again. And I know there's no hurdles on this course, so is this going to be Pepper's race. Pepper fans are on their feet right now as she still keeps them at bay around the corner, but it's Piggy Smalls and Ginger the biggest threat. Pepper has the inside line on this lower hill, but Piggy Smalls has the inside line on the second, and he stomps all over Pepper Sanchez fans' dreams by ploughing past Pepper in the final few feet. Pepper Sanchez puts in a valiant effort through the whole race, but is simply not powerful enough to do that final incline at pace. And if I am being frank, Pepper Sanchez fans, I think you must celebrate this the same way you did on her victory in race 4 last round, because I really don't think we're going to see a better performance from Pepper this round. Hoshi Oinku is definitely the biggest loser here. It's the first time he's fell out of the top 3 positions, and that makes a significant difference to the overall point standings this round. Piggy Smalls, of course, is the biggest winner this race as he gets 7 points more over his big rival Hoshi, and he claims another 5 points on another big rival Ginger. For now, we tip our hat to Pepper, but we must plough on with the rest of the round. The hill continues to be a source of fascination for these 5, and brambles is the dish of the day, and the dish looks good, or so thinks Hoshi Oinku, who climbs on top of the fence to reach the higher up brambles. They must be tastier, otherwise it's a pointless exercise. And because of Hoshi's top heaviness, he finds himself straddled across the fence. Bear also fancies herself some brambles and is looking for a good spot and decides that Hoshi's exact position is the best place. Hoshi's not exactly happy about that. And Ginger's looking to wedge herself in, but Bear has the biggest resolve. In fact, it looks like we're going to lose Bear for the next race. It's the penultimate race, and this time it's Ginger who shows some longing for a victory as she leads the pack out. Hoshi's just overtaken Pepper for second. Piggy Smalls looks like he's seeking a result this race. Everyone's trying to keep up with Ginger and doing a good job as Ginger goes round the corner, but there's a spring in the step from this British pig as she pulls away from the others. That lead has been eroded by Hoshi almost immediately on that hill as Ginger takes the bend too wide, letting Hoshi on the inside lane. And poor camera work has stopped us from seeing the clear victor, but you barely need to be holding the camera to see how shocking that race was for Bear. And there you have it, Ginger clings on to the lead and claims her first victory this race meeting and breaks the monopoly of victories that the boys have had in this set of races. Bear has completely collapsed over the last 7 races, and any spark that was there at the beginning of this season has been totally extinguished. Bear fans everywhere will be bitterly disappointed, and they have every right to be. The points are extremely close, making this final race a must-watch. Instead of me losing my mind to these pigs digging, let us go on to something that is the most meaningful part of the show for me. It is our homage to the Patreon members. Our numbers have grown significantly since the last round. This may well be the most pivotal moment in the show's history. Thank you everybody who has joined us over the recent months. Also, the people that have been here for so long. Some of the names on this list have contributed an amount that is not relatable to me and something that has humbled me to my core, and everyone here. Thank you to those people. We will not forget you. There are just over 300 members now, and just like the Spartans of old, we face bigger industries, much bigger industries, dog racing, horse racing, with millions of dollars and thousands of staff. Yet we will show how mediocre they are in future seasons. And that is not an empty promise. And with all of you in our hearts, let us go over to the final race. It's a chaotic door opening for the final race, and it's Hoshi who gets the best lead here, and he squishes out Pepper and Ginger, stopping them from overtaking on the near side. Piggy Smalls has space, and he's certainly using it. The boys are looking the most threatening on this hill, but Hoshi uses his physicality to ensure the race victory by slamming Piggy Smalls into the tree roots of that corner and secures this final victory, topping off a brilliant round for the Japanese pig. Piggy Smalls did well to come from behind and get second place. He's had another good round. Ginger's got third place. I think this race has pretty much summed up the whole round as a total. Let's bring the round overview points down. We'll see the season overview in just a few seconds. Hoshi Oinku. What an astounding 8 races for him as he claims 4 victories. Piggy Smalls has also done very well, and Ginger has scored a surprising amount of points because she's never fell out of the top 3 places this whole round. What another superb race meeting we've just witnessed. Well, there you have it, with Pepper not able to keep up with the pace and Bear ruling herself out of this competition. It means that Season 10 is the season we see the crowning moment of the first triple champion. The stakes do not get any bigger than this. The sport is about to climax in the most magnificent of ways. You are insane if you miss the next instalment of this. Piggy Smalls, Hoshi and Ginger have their eyes fixed on Legacy. But for now, thank you so much for watching, viewers, and we'll see you back here for the finals.